I'm joined by James Fisher, Chief Product Officer at Qlik, who's a featured speaker this year at QlikWorld 2023 on April the 17th to the 20th in Las Vegas. Hi, James. Great to catch up with you. Thanks for making time to talk to me.
Yeah, hi. Good to see you.
James, I believe you're on stage at QlikWorld 2023 this year on Wednesday morning, I think it is, speaking about innovating the management of your data. Now, without giving away too much ahead of time, what can you share about what you'll be talking about on stage and any key highlights that attendees can look forward to hearing you speak about this year?
Absolutely. So I will be joined by my friend and colleague, Josh Good. And as many folks have seen us on stage at QlikWorld before, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the evolution of our product portfolio, how that's changed over the 30-year history of Qlik. But most importantly, what is the role of our customers and our partners in building and helping us create ultimately the cloud platform that we have today. We'll be highlighting the contributions that customers have made, what are the important requirements are in a modern cloud data and analytics platform, and then really sort of showcasing some of the key innovations that we have delivered and that we're about to deliver across our data integration and our analytics portfolio.
Fantastic. Well, it's really exciting that the event's on this year. You know, there's no secret there's been a couple of years where things have been fairly quiet and we've been in lockdown and so forth with the pandemic over the last 3 years. I'm really looking forward to being there myself in person, and I'm really, really honored to be part of the team that are coming there. What are you excited beyond, obviously, keynoting, speaking yourself on stage? What are you excited about with regard to QlikWorld this year? What are you most looking forward to with regard to the event itself?
Well, obviously, meeting you in person will be one of the first things I'm most excited about there, Des. But no, I mean, look, it's you said it there. It's the opportunity to get everybody back together again, to be in the same room, to be able to catch up, see everybody from a different point of view instead of just sort of shoulder high as we've been doing on Zoom for so long. So just getting to reconnect with those customers and those partners. Have those side conversations, understand the value that our products are bringing to customers, but also understand what we could do to help our customers be even more successful. This is a great opportunity for us to tell our story, but it's also an incredible opportunity for me and my entire product management organization that will be there in Las Vegas to listen to our customers and partners as well. And we intend to do a lot of listening, collecting a lot of feedback, and as the keynote that I described earlier will demonstrate, show how that then builds into everything we do in the platform moving forward.
Yeah, and my understanding this year is there's a whole range of things that we can look forward to, from the keynotes you're presenting on stage to networking events, meeting your peers in the organization, talking to some of the partners and integrators, I imagine, as well as talking to our peers and birds of a feather across the industry, a whole range of demos and so forth, and success stories that people have had over the years. I'd imagine right now, with this year in particular, you have an enormous amount of demand for organizations who've probably been in a fairly static state for a couple of years now to look at how they're going to get through this year and beyond, where a lot of innovation has sort of been on hold for a period of time for obvious reasons. This is probably something, I imagine, at the event more than anything that people are going to be looking forward to coming, having conversations with you and looking at how you can help them not just get through this year, but kickstart a lot of innovation around analytics and data and insights and discovery from the resources they've got in their data sets in the organizations now. There must be a lot of pent-up demand that you're going to be anticipating, I imagine.
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, I think for me, the interesting thing about where we are in the global economy right now, and I spoke about this at some events, actually in-person events earlier in the year, is this notion of calibrating in a crisis, right? There's no better time for organizations to double down and invest in becoming resilient organizations. And, data shows that the more resilient you are as an organization and how you calibrate, particularly in times of economic, where there's a lack of economic confidence, that puts you in a better position to accelerate faster when things start to improve again. And all the data, shows that delta between the best and worst performers. And investments in data integration, analytics, AI, machine learning, not just the technology, but also the skills around how organizations can work with their data, is really fundamental to putting organizations in that place to calibrate for a crisis. So there's been no better time, and I think that the experience that we're going to offer, you listed a bunch of different things that folks can get access to at the event in Las Vegas. But for me, one of the great innovations this year is how we're bringing everybody together in an experience on the show floor, with all of the breakouts, all of the executive meetings, all the demo booths, all being accessible in one single place. And that means that me and my team are all going to be there. We're all going to be on the show floor. There's going to be no running off into dark corridors in the bowels of a conference center. Everybody is going to be there together. And I think that really creates that opportunity to hear that feedback that I talked about is so important, but also understand that pent-up demand. What are the challenges and priorities that customers and our partners, of course, are facing, and what can and should our role be in helping them address those things?
Indeed. And like all organizations, and certainly from the point of view that I often describe of partners of choice, companies like Qlik, you've done a lot of amazing work in the last 3 years working with people on remote and work from home type scenarios. But I imagine that there's really no equivalent to actually being there in person, bumping elbows and actually talking person to person, having those detailed conversations. That must be something that you're looking forward to with regard to actually being face to face with humans and having those more intimate conversations, as you said, rather than from shoulder up that we've had from Zoom. That's probably a game changer. I can imagine a lot of people can look forward to, of actually having that human interaction and a lot more, intimate, real, honest conversation one-to-one at the physical event.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our ability to showcase, our products, our technology, our new innovations, and look in people's eyes, really look in people's eyes, see how they react, but also give people that opportunity to stand there, think a little bit, and then ask a question, maybe wander off and come back and say, hey, hang on a minute, I watched this earlier. I've just thought of this thing. And if you're on a Zoom call, it's very difficult to come back and say, hey, Des, I forgot to ask you about this earlier on this morning when we spoke. In person, you get that luxury. And I think, that's the beauty of all coming back together, whether that's being in the office, meeting for lunch, meeting for a drink somewhere, a coffee, whatever. You get to have that real dialogue with people. And that's where I think we can help our customers understand what we're doing, why we're doing it. But also, as I said, it's a great opportunity for customers to really give us feedback. What is on their mind? What would they like us to do differently in the product? How can we help them more? It's as much a dialogue of us talking as it is us listening to those customers and partners there in person in Las Vegas.
Indeed, it's very hard to find a true substitute to being there in person. I'm really looking forward to myself. And as you said, over the series of a couple of days, if you do have some sort of a epiphany or aha moment where you've heard something, particularly listening to your keynote and speech, and then a couple of days later, you're like, well, I've got a couple of questions, they can come to you, they can chat to you in person. To wrap us up, how and where can attendees connect with you leading up to the event or potentially at the event? Whereabouts would you like them to chat to you via, whether it's the socials, your website, and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, so first of all, of course, through social media, through Twitter or through LinkedIn, always accessible. Folks hopefully know who I am and have had the opportunity to meet before. So if you see me walking around at the event, come say hi, whether you've met me before or not. Like I said, everybody's going to be together on the show floor. All of my key leaders across product management, product marketing are going to be there, and everybody's just looking forward to meeting folks. So the most exciting thing for me is just walk up, come say hello. Let's have a dialogue and go from there.
Yeah, and for me, I love getting emails and having those signatures of contacts, but I'm still a fan of collecting the old business cards and having people's details and numbers there. Really exciting chat with you, James. Great to get some insights from you both on what you're speaking about and as well, I guess, the insights and the sort of lens that you have there with regard to your role as Chief Product Officer there at Qlik. Looking forward to seeing you in person at the event. We will have details with regard to how to connect with you via LinkedIn, etc., in the show description and all the posts we have. And we'll also have a link to the registration for the event. We really want people to come along, register early in the conversation on this online and comments and so forth. We'd like people to post questions you might have leading up to that James and the team can respond to and join the conversation online and social media, and reach out to them as soon as possible to get those conversations going and start talking about the things you want to talk to them at the event about. And of course, go and find them at the event and put the big questions to them. Meantime, James, thanks so much for making time to catch up, and we're really looking forward to seeing you at the event.
Excellent. Thanks. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.